Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And the video we're going to be spotlighting today is on 504 Cut, and it's entitled Anti-Juice Police Quit in Australia Over Mandate Must Watch. So I think an ad is going to play, so let me put this on pause, let the ad play, and then we'll play the video. Alright, thank you for being patient. We're going to play this video and see what she has to say.
Out publicly would be dismissal. So I'm choosing to quit, and I'm quitting because I can't remedy in my soul anymore the way in which my organisation that I love to work for is being used, and the damage that it's causing in the reputation of Victoria Police, and the damage that it's causing to the community. My partner and I were out walking during our 2 hours of exercise on the weekend, and there were police everywhere. I live in the city, and there was just police everywhere, doing their reassurance patrols, which they're not reassurance patrols. You're not reassuring anybody in the community. You're scaring people in the community that there's that many police out in the city, trying to stop mass gatherings or what have you, and the police don't want to look you in the eye. You don't want to look the police in the eye. There's this air of uncomfortability about it all. All of my friends that are police officers, that are working the front line and are suffering every day, enforcing show directions that the vast majority, or certainly a great majority, don't believe in, and don't want to enforce.
Bitcoin, the best.
And there you have it. And this was supposedly from a senior sergeant officer. Okay. We are truly at the end of Bad Uncle Esau's kingdom. We are at a point where his house is so divided. There's so much infighting that he cannot possibly stand. Because if you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in Australia, a lot of things have been outside of the even with the plagues going on there. There's been a lot of civil unrest and rioting and protests there, and we've come to a point where you have many Edomites whose consciousness is starting to convict them. Because as she said, her conscience can't rationalize why they're doing these things. See, that cognitive dissonance has now been broken. Because she thought she was doing the right thing. But then over so much time where you're seeing children getting taken from homes, parents getting beat down, your geriatric population getting beat down, people being sent to medical FEMA camps, okay? Folks going to jail or getting beat up for the slightest infractions. That weighs on the conscience after a while. So much to the point where now you have this woman talking about, I need to do the right thing. And the only way I can do the right thing for the people in good conscience is if I quit my job. She's telling us that she cannot effectively fight for what is right and still serve that position. And see, this is a choice that many of you police officers are going to have to make here in America. Okay? Which to a certain degree it's already happening. But it's a beautiful thing because, as I said before, we're starting to see, well, we're not starting, we are seeing the breakdown of the unity of the Edomite race. And so we're going to go to Mark 3 and 24. And it says, and if a kingdom, in this case, bad Uncle Esau's kingdom, for the scripture says in Ezra, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of thereof. And it says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. All right. That's the first and foremost military tactic that all men of warfare use: divide and conquer. For where there is unity, there is strength. Okay? When everybody is in one accord, there is strength. As the scripture even says, can two walk together lest they be agreed? So when you have unity, you can do anything. But when you're divided, there could be no organization. Okay, and this is what we have when it comes to the Edomite nation. All right, and it says, and if a house be divided against itself, okay, juice versus anti-juiced, it says that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself, right, if bad Uncle Esau rises up against himself and he be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. All right. This guy's kingdom is about to fall for sure because there is no unity as there was before. And because of that, you have all this infighting that's taking place. And they are not able to reorganize and re-strategize to make things back the way they used to be. Or if they won't go back things to the way they used to be, people can't, as this woman said, justify why we're doing these things. Okay? And so we're going to go to Luke. I think it's 15. I think it's 12. Was it Luke 12? Yeah, it's Luke 12. Luke 12 and 51. And it says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. Basically, the Lord said, have I come to bring peace? He says, no, basically, no. I tell you, nay, but rather division. Okay. For from henceforth, meaning from this point on, there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. It says, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. And this is what you have amongst not only the nation of Edom, but it's, as it pertains to this video, the police department in Australia. They are completely divided. You have some people in the department who are for and believe that what they're doing is right. And then you have others like this lady who believe that what they're doing is wrong and that this cannot be justified. Because what you have happening is chaos. They cannot be doing the right thing if you have people who are not happy, and the results are always leading up to riots and protests. Then we're going to go to Isaiah 19 and 2. And it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. Right? You got people of the nation of Edom fighting against their own kinsmen on whether it's right to enforce these draconian rules or not. And it says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And this is what you have: a break in unity, a break in solidarity, so much to the point where it cannot be put back together again. And because of that, in verse 3, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Right? That whole prideful Edomite draconian spirit is failing now. Why? Because now it doesn't benefit them. Now we're coming into a point in this movie where it's time to round everybody up, Edomites included. And see, now these folks are realizing that the joke's been on them and they're not pleased. And it says, I will destroy the counsel thereof. And it says, and they shall seek to their idols and to their charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Because all this crafty counsel has come to an end as a whole for the nation of Edom. I mean, you still got the elites that are pushing the ultimate agenda, but the elites don't need the rest of their brethren now. They're through with them. It's time to implement the end game. And now the people realize that this end game, as I said before, does not benefit them. And so now we have a point where, because the spirit of that prideful Edomite draconian spirit has failed, now you got folks that are mad. And now we have a point in history where it's just as predicted in 2nd Ezra 15. Actually, I'm going to start at 14. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. All right, the Jews versus the anti-Jews. Okay, the anti-Jews versus the politicians. All right, I saw one video where I believe it was in Italy, where you had the people storm, I believe it's either the president's office, protesting the 91. And it says, for there shall be sedition, violent uprising among men. Every day you turn on the YouTube, there's something talking about how the people are clashing and fighting with law enforcement. And it says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not regarding the president. They're not regarding the mayor or the city council or the consulate or any of these big time people. They don't care. These folks are fed up. And it says, skip to 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. That failing spirit. All right, that prideful spirit that they used to have, the Lord is going to trouble the city. And it says, the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Because now folks' backs are against the wall. Folks are now making choices whether they have to keep their job or get juiced. Or if they don't get juiced, they're going to lose their job. They're going to lose their house. They're going to lose their wife. They're going to lose their children. They're going to lose their pension, their 401k, okay, their status and notoriety in the world, their popularity amongst their friends. Their backs are now to the wall. And you know what they say, when you back a person against the wall, you're about to fight a scared man. And you don't want to fight a scared man. But that's what we have coming to, not only amongst the regular people, but as in this video, the police themselves. So I hope this was an edifying lesson. Until next time, we're going to say shalom.